Good morning. My name is Chase. One of today's scriptures comes from the book of Joshua, and it's at the point when Moses has just died, and Joshua has accepted the responsibility from God for leading more than 2 million Israelites to the Promised Land. Moses had been leading the people for 40 years in the desert, and Joshua had been working with him for those years. Joshua was very capable and aware of the task at hand, but as you might imagine, he may have felt alone, overwhelmed, maybe a little insecure with the challenge. Now you may be thinking, wait a minute, is this guy going to compare himself with a man that took over for Moses? Was tasked with leading a nation of people to the Promised Land? No, that's not me. But I can identify with the insecurities that Joshua may have felt at assuming the leadership of the Israelites. In about 20 days, I will graduate and leap into a world where I will be faced with new challenges. In the years leading up to now, I've had other people making decisions for me. Soon I will be responsible for making choices that will affect the rest of my life. There are many things that are overwhelming and make me feel very insecure. In the fall of this year, I'll be starting my first semester at Centenary College to study history. This fact scares the living daylights out of me. The moment I start to think of it, millions of uncertainties start to pop up like those annoying ads on the computer. What am I going to do? Will I be able to receive enough scholarships so that I may be able to coast through college without any financial burdens? Will I be able to keep my grades up? Will I be well liked by my fellow students? These thoughts keep piling up, and it feels like gravity is just focusing on me. It scares me. Then I think about Joshua. He had for many years looked to Moses for the decision-making. When Joshua became the new leader, he was all of a sudden put into a position that required him to make decisions that affected many people's lives. I believe that God knew that Joshua was feeling a little insecure with the future, but Joshua proved to be a great leader because he was a great follower of God. When I'm feeling apprehensive about my future, I remember what God commanded in Joshua 1, verse 9. Be strong. And when I talk about strength, I'm not talking about this manly physique. I'm talking about the endurance and emotional resilience to keep facing the challenges of the world. With God's help, no task is insurmountable, and I can stand strong. Be courageous. Courage is the ability to look fear in the eyes and keep moving forward, even when insecurities can make you doubt yourself. Sometimes I find that my insecurities make me think too much about what might come if I make the wrong choice. I know that I must be courageous with my decision-making and be faithful to God no matter what the cost. Do not be terrified. Now, it may be a cliche, but there's nothing to fear but fear itself. Fear impedes moving forward, but faith allows us to walk the path that He has illuminated for us. Fear and faith are like oil and water. They don't mix. It is so important not to let insecurities overcome you to the point of being terrified. God gives us tasks, and we must be able to be fearless with the knowledge that He is always with us. Do not be discouraged. All the positive thoughts in the world can be brought down by the simplest of negative tendencies. On a road trip back home from Dallas, my mother and I were having a heated discussion about the positive daily affirmations that my mom insists on putting on my bathroom mirror. She says that reading these affirmations aloud will allow my subconscious to accept it for reality. My response was that I decide what is true about me, not what some note card says about me. She insisted that saying it aloud would cause my brain to believe it. She told me that she didn't want me to end up like her. My retort wittingly was, what, a single mom with 2 kids? While I can see my mom's point about the power of positive thought, I know you must draw strength from God. Have faith in the truth and do not get discouraged. By the way, my mom took those cards down after about a week. The Lord is with me wherever I go. We are God's children, and He has an unconditional love for us. Nothing we do could ever cause Him to leave our side. Every day I face situations that may be difficult, but God promises that He will not leave me. I just need to ask for His direction and follow His path. So when I'm feeling alone, I must remember the Lord is with me. I, like Joshua, have had many mentors along the way who have helped shape my future leadership abilities. For the longest time, Joshua had to follow in the footsteps of Moses. Every day I follow the teachings of all the ones that surround me. Brother Barry, Reverend Scott, my grandfather Mike LaBrie, my teachers, and my peers all shape me into the person that you see standing behind this pulpit. And as I stand before you, I must say that just getting up here is just such a stretch for me. Most who know me well know that I prefer to be a watchful observer. In fact, when I received my Navajo name during my freshman year on the Asbury mission trip, I was given the name Watchful Eagle. I tend to keep to myself, watch from the sidelines. My insecurities sometimes get the best of me. I know that my actions have an influence on people, and when someone is watching and learning from me, I would prefer that they take away a good example of living for God. I have learned that no matter what, God will always love me and will always be with me. As I graduate and step into the next phase of my life, I know that I need to follow the guidelines that He has given to me. Be strong. Be courageous. Do not be terrified. Do not be discouraged. Know that the Lord is always with you.